Hi and Assalamualaikum. I am Madam Shakirin, and in this video we are going to look at the next stage of photosynthesis, which is the Calvin cycle, or it is also known as the dark reactions, or it can also be referred to as the C3 pathway. Okay, let's proceed. The dark reaction or the Calvin cycle, it falls under the subtopic 6.2.3. Okay, so in the previous video, which was explained by Ms. Nawal, photosynthesis is basically comprises of two stages, which is the light reaction and also the second stage is the dark reactions. So basically during the light reactions, light energy are required. They are absorbed by the photosynthetic pigments which are found in the chloroplasts, okay, which are embedded in the thylakoid membranes. Okay, so these photosynthetic pigments will absorb light energy in the form of photons. Okay, and then the energy will be will excite. Okay, will excite electrons, and the electrons will travel along the electron transport chain, and the process will produce, okay, ATP and also ATP molecule and also NADPH. Okay, NADPH. So ATP will provide energy for the dark reactions, and NADPH will function as the reducing agent. Okay, so basically the photosynthetic pigment will absorb light energy in the form of photons. Okay, in the form of photons. The learning outcomes of this subtopic is for you to be able to describe Calvin cycle. So the purpose of Calvin cycle is to produce sugar. Okay, so the process will produce sugar from carbon dioxide. So the Calvin cycle, it involves three phases, which is the carbon fixation phase. Okay, this is phase 1. So in this stage, carbon dioxide will be fixed. It means that the carbon dioxide will be incorporated with a carbon dioxide acceptor, which is a molecule, we call it as RUBP or ribulose biphosphate. Okay, so carbon dioxide will be fixed or incorporated. And then the second phase is reduction phase. Okay, reduction phase. So in this stage, two molecules of G3P will leave the cycle to produce one molecule of glucose. Okay, and then the third stage is the regeneration of RUBP. So RUBP basically it functions as the carbon dioxide acceptor. So RUBP is a 5-carbon sugar. Okay, so these are the learning outcome of the subtopic dark reaction or the Calvin cycle. Okay, the carbon fixation reaction or the Calvin cycle, it occurs in the stroma of chloroplast. Okay, so as you know, chloroplast is an organelle which has a double membrane. Okay, the outer and the inner membrane, outer and inner membrane here. And then inside the chloroplast, you will have so many thylakoids that are stacked together on top of each other to form the granum. Okay, so the fluid inside the chloroplast, we call it as the stroma. So the stroma will have enzymes that are involved in the Calvin cycle. Next, okay, so the Calvin cycle involves reaction that fixed or incorporated carbon atoms from carbon dioxide into carbon skeleton of organic molecules. Carbon enters the cycle as carbon dioxide and leaves a sugar named as glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate or G3P. So it means here carbon dioxide will enter into the cycle and it will be incorporated into a molecule, we call it as the carbon dioxide acceptor. Okay, which is a molecule, we call it is known as RUBP. Okay, so carbon dioxide will be added to RUBP or will be fixed, okay, in order to form a 3-carbon sugar, which is G3P molecule, okay, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. It is a 3-carbon sugar. Okay, so the Calvin cycle is also known as the C3 pathway because the product of initial carbon fixation is a 3-carbon compound. Initial carbon fixation, which is carbon, is added to carbon dioxide acceptor and produces a 3-carbon sugar. So that's why we call it as C3 pathway. Okay, so plants that undergo this process to produce sugar, we call it as C3 plant. Okay, so plant initially fix carbon dioxide this way are called as C3 plant. Okay, so the Calvin cycle is anabolic. So what does anabolic mean? So it means that a metabolic pathway that requires energy. Okay, the reaction requires energy. So in the Calvin cycle, the energy will be provided by ATP molecule. Okay, so and also the Calvin cycle requires NADPH, which function as the reducing agent. So these two molecules are required during Calvin cycle to form organic molecule, which is the sugar from carbon dioxide. So you have to remember ATP and NADPH are the two molecules that are produced during the light reaction. Okay, during the light reaction. So basically, in order for the Calvin cycle to occur, the Calvin cycle indirectly also requires energy from the sunlight. Okay, so although the name is called as dark reaction, okay, so but the process, the Calvin cycle, actually occurs during daylight. Okay, so the Calvin cycle, it is divided into 3 phases, which is the first phase is carbon dioxide uptake phase. Okay, so carbon dioxide will enter into the leaf of the plant through the stomata. Okay, and then the second phase is the carbon reduction phase. Okay, so in this phase, it requires the two molecule, which is ATP and also NADPH. Okay, in the first phase, carbon dioxide will be incorporated with carbon dioxide acceptor, which is RUBP. Okay, ribulose biphosphate. And then the third phase is the RUBP regeneration phase. Okay, so in the last phase, because initially you have used, okay, the process or the cycle you has used RUBP, so in the last stage, RUBP has to be regenerated again in order for the cycle to continue to make more sugar. Okay, let's look at the first phase of the Calvin cycle, which is the carbon dioxide uptake. Okay, so carbon dioxide will react with a carbon dioxide acceptor, which is RUBP or ribulose biphosphate. So ribulose biphosphate is actually a carbon dioxide acceptor. Okay, so RUBP is a phosphorylated 5-carbon compound. So it means that the molecule has 5 carbon atoms. So the reaction will be catalyzed by an enzyme, which is ribulose biphosphate carboxylase or oxygenase, or also known as Rubisco. Okay, so the Rubisco will either incorporate, it can incorporate carbon dioxide, and it also can incorporate oxygen. Okay, so if, for example, the concentration of oxygen is high in the leaf, the Rubisco will prefer to bind to oxygen instead of carbon dioxide. Okay, so that's why the name is also referred to as ribulose biphosphate oxygenase. Okay. The next point, the reaction produces an unstable 6-carbon intermediate that will break down into 2 molecules of 3-carbon compound, which is phosphoglycerate or PGA. Okay, so the RUBP molecule is a 5-carbon sugar. When it incorporates carbon dioxide, okay, which has 1 carbon, so it produces an unstable 6 carbon intermediate. Okay, so why is it unstable? Because the molecule has phosphate. Okay, phosphate, 2 phosphate atoms that is attached to the molecule. So here you have 1 phosphate which is attached to the unstable 6 carbon intermediate. Okay, 1 carbon, 2nd carbon, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and the 6th carbon, and then another phosphate. Because the molecule has 2 phosphate attached to it, so the molecule is really unstable and it will split into 2 molecules of 3 carbon compound, which is PGA. The carbon of the carbon dioxide molecule now has been fixed or incorporated into existing carbon skeleton, which is the RUBP. Okay, so that's why in this stage it can also be referred as fixation phase, carbon fixation phase. Okay, the carbon dioxide is fixed into RUBP molecule. Okay, as you know, glucose is a 6 carbon sugar. So in order to produce 1 molecule of glucose, 6 molecule of carbon dioxide will enter into the cycle, okay, and it will be incorporated with 6 molecule of RUBP, which function as the carbon dioxide acceptor. Okay, so the reaction will be catalyzed by the enzyme Rubisco, and it will produce 6 molecule of unstable 6 carbon intermediate that will split into 2 molecule each, thus producing 12 molecule of 3 carbon sugar, which is phosphoglycerate or PGA. So carbon dioxide each will have 1 carbon, RUBP each will have 5 carbon, and then the combination of these 2 molecules will produce 6 carbon intermediate that is not stable, and then it will split into 2 molecule of 3 carbon sugar. Okay, so in order to produce 1 molecule of glucose, so because glucose has 6 carbon, so the cycle will consume 6 molecule of carbon dioxide. So thus the RUBP, you require 6 molecule of RUBP, thus producing 6 molecule of unstable 6 carbon intermediate, so that split into 2, okay, and then producing 12 molecule of 3 carbon sugar, which is PGA. The next phase is the carbon reduction phase. So in this phase, the 12 molecule of PGA, phosphoglycerate, that was produced during the first phase will be phosphorylated by 12 molecule of ATP. And this will produce a molecule, we call it as 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate. Okay. So as you look at the molecule here, the carbon number 1 and also carbon number 3 will each attach to a phosphate group. Okay, and then 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate will be reduced by NADPH. Okay, so the process requires 12 molecule of NADPH. The next reaction that occurs is removal of the phosphate group. Okay, one of the phosphate will be removed, and this will form 12 molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, or also known as G3P. So as you can see from the diagram here, so the G3P molecule will only have 1 phosphate attached to it. From the 12 molecule of G3P produced, 2 G3P will leave the cycle, and the 2 G3P molecule will be used to form 1 molecule of glucose. So remember, 1 molecule of G3P has 3 carbon atoms. Okay, so you will require 2 molecule of G3P to produce 1 molecule of glucose, which has 6 carbon atoms, and then the remaining 10 G3P molecule will stay in the cycle for the next stage, which is RUBP regeneration stage. The third phase is the RUBP regeneration phase. In this phase, the 10 molecule of G3P molecules that remain in the cycle will undergo rearrangement. Okay, they are rearranged into 6 molecules of ribulose phosphate, RP. So this molecule each will have one phosphate attached to it. So this 6 molecule of ribulose phosphate will be phosphorylated by 6 molecule of ATP. So it means that each ATP molecule will release one phosphate, and the phosphate will be attached to carbon number 1 here. Okay, so this produce 6 molecule of RUBP. Okay, so this is RUBP molecule that has 5 carbon and function as the carbon dioxide acceptor. Okay, carbon dioxide acceptor. Now the RUBP is regenerated and the new cycle can begin to produce more sugar during photosynthesis. In this diagram, it shows you Calvin cycle, okay, that comprises of the 3 phases, which is phase 1, carbon dioxide uptake, and then the second phase is carbon reduction phase, and the third phase is the RUBP regeneration phase. So 6 molecule of carbon dioxide will enter into the first phase, and the carbon dioxide will be incorporated with 6 molecule of RUBP, which is a 5 carbon sugar. So the reaction will produce the unstable 6 carbon intermediate that split into 2 molecule of PGA. So because initially 6 molecule of carbon dioxide enters into the Calvin cycle, so the splitting of the 6 carbon intermediate will produce actually 12 molecule of PGA. Okay, so the 12 molecule of PGA phosphoglycerate will be phosphorylated by 12 molecule of ATP. The ATP will release one of its phosphate, and the phosphate group will attach to the PGA molecule, forming another molecule called as 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate, and then it will be reduced by NADPH. Okay, so the reaction requires 12 molecule of NADPH. NADPH will become NADP plus. Okay, and the 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate will remove one of its phosphate to become 12 molecule of G3P. Okay, so from the 12 molecule of G3P, 2 molecule of G3P will leave the cycle and will be used to synthesize other carbohydrates or sugar, which is usually it produces glucose. Okay, glucose, as you know, is a 6 carbon sugar, so that's why you will require 2 molecule of G3P, which has each 3 carbon atoms. Okay, so the remaining 10 G3P molecule will enter into the regeneration phase, the third phase. So the 10 molecule of G3P will undergo rearrangement to produce ribulose phosphate. Okay, and then it will be phosphorylated by ATP. 6 molecule are required, and then the process or the reaction will produce 6 molecule of ribulose biphosphate. Now ribulose biphosphate is regenerated to enter or to initiate the next cycle to produce more sugar during photosynthesis. Summary of the Calvin cycle. So the Calvin cycle requires the product of light-dependent reactions. So as you know, the light-dependent reaction produces ATP molecules and also NADPH molecules. The NADPH molecules will function as the reducing agent, and ATP will provide the energy for the Calvin cycle. The Calvin cycle basically will produce sugar. Okay, so for every 6 molecule of carbon dioxide that enters the cycle, 6 carbon leaves the cycle as 2 molecule of G3P. So G3P is the 3 carbon sugar. Okay, so that's why it requires 2 molecules of the G3P needs to exit the cycle. So the 2 molecules of G3P will produce 1 molecule of glucose or 1 molecule of fructose. Plant also uses the glucose produced to produce starch and also cellulose. Starch, as you know, is a storage carbohydrate for plants, and as for cellulose, it is the cell wall, the component of plant cell wall. So starch usually the monomers are alpha glucose, and as for cellulose, the monomers are beta glucose. Glucose and fructose are joined together to form sucrose. Okay, sucrose is a disaccharide, whereas glucose and fructose are monosaccharides. So sucrose can be harvested from sugar cane. Okay, this one here, sugar cane, and also sugar beets. So these are sugar beets. Okay. So and also sucrose can be harvested from maple tree. Okay, from the maple sap that are extracted from the xylem of the tree to produce maple syrup. So this ends the Calvin cycle. I'll see you in the next video.